4 games down in the evening session, 4 more to come. We've got the two-time world champion Adrian Jackpot Lewis against Madhouse Richie Edhouse. An all-German affair between Gabriel Clemens and Thomas Younghans, and James Wade and Steve Beaton sees a clash of former major champions, former Euro Tour winners. But right now, it's the machine gun, Jermaine Wattimena, and the ferret, Johnny Clayton, who's even wearing his new little badge in the shape of a ferret.
Look carefully, people.
Yeah, he's just got it pinned just where his sort of shirt buttons up. Just see it there. Hobbling on stage, he is suffering a little bit with a foot injury as Johnny Clayton. Jermaine Wattimena, one of the 4 men to beat Michael van Gerwen in 2018. One of them was Jeffrey de Zwaan, but you wouldn't have known it from that performance. He's just been done 6-4 with an 82 average by Danny Noppert, who was pretty solid in coming from 2-0 down. Will there be success for another Dutchman here as the machine gun takes on the ferret? Rob Malarkey, commentary with me, Dan Dawson.
Thank you very much, Dan. Yeah, 7 places separating these two in the order of merit right now, so that gives you some idea of how difficult this one is to call. You can certainly make a case for either of these two. Johnny Clayton, the man who claimed his maiden PDC title with victory in the 22nd and final Players' Championship event of last year, in the final itself. Anything like that today, and that will stand him in good stead. 100. And then 6 weeks later, of course, he then had the biggest payday of his career in darts, trousering around £40,000 for reaching his first TV final at the Players' Championship finals in Minehead. Losing 11-2 to MVG, but nevertheless, a good weekend all round for Johnny Clayton.
140.
And he is down to a finish after 3 visits to the board. Gives for a break of throw. Getting nowhere near the bullseye.
41. Jermaine, you require 40.
And that means that Wattimena
can
hold throw. It's double top for a 16 darter. Yeah, not without a bit of controversy last night either. Jermaine Wattimena's qualifying for the
so I hear, yeah,
first Euro Tour. Playing Dirk van Duijvenbode. He had a healthy lead.
125.
Throwing for the match. He'd hit a 171 to leave 52, but the marker had written down 51.
97.
And you watch Jermaine when he walks the board. I mean, he doesn't do anything slowly. He just stomps up, plants his foot down, and fires. Now, the marker changed the score to 52, as it should have been, rather than the 51 that he'd written down. Jermaine hadn't spotted it. Went single 19, double 16. Game shot them. Oh, no.
100.
Oh, no. Oh, he's bust it. So there's a big conference. There was a big sort of delay for nearly 10 minutes. And then it was decided he had bust.
140.
Dirk won the leg. He won the next one as well. And then it didn't matter because Jermaine managed to get over the line. But those sort of things, if they do get in your head...
140.
I mean, it could have been very different. I mean, it could have ruined his evening. He might not have qualified for this one. Or indeed the one that followed. Hang on. Well, needed that second treble.
97. Jermaine, you require 164. 100.
Clayton then looking at 56 to level things up. How's his finishing today? Tops double 10 instead. That'll do.
Second leg, Johnny Clayton. The leg is Jermaine to throw first. Game on.
Been struggling with this foot injury for a couple of weeks now, Johnny Clayton. I had a little word with him earlier on when he was showing off his fancy new badge. He did say that basically he just needs rest. But he's got no time to do it. He's still working. Still a plasterer down Pontyberem in Wales.
How did he do it?
I believe it's a long-running, off-and-on issue that he's had. I'm not sure if it's work-related. But because he is a plasterer, he's on his feet all day. There's no chance for him to rest it. And, of course, he's a pretty committed player on the Pro Tour. Turns up to everything.
95.
Well, if he works in a team, could he not just do the bottom half of the wall? Sit down, get his teammate to do the top half.
Well,
81.
I've not gone into the ins and outs of the practicalities of Johnny Clayton's plastering career. but I'll suggest it to him later and see what he says.
It sounds like a bad idea, actually, just thinking through the practicalities of it all.
Isn't a bad idea.
180
would have left himself tops. Wattimena, no need to use the bullseye for this checkout. 2 treble 20s would have left tops.
78. Johnny, you require 80.
Well, Wattimena just went off track there. Clayton looking at tops now.
40. Jermaine, you require 82.
Single 17 for tops. Only gets 1 dart for the leg.
That's
all he needs. That's all he needs, and he likes it.
One leg is Johnny to throw first. Game on.
Almost as ruthless on tops as John Henderson earlier today. 5 out of 6 on his doubles. Hendo, 4 of them on the 20s.
45.
Ended up 6 out of 7 in the end, I think. Henderson, 83%.
World-class stuff from Big Hendo.
44.
Jermaine Wattimena, 3-time semi-finalist on the Pro Tour in his PDC career.
85.
All stacked towards the most recent months of it. Last year was when he had his best year in PDC darts, and he does seem to be going from strength to strength. I mean, the last 16 of the UK Open this year, he's been a regular in making board finals on the Pro Tour, but he's still looking for a first run to the quarters or beyond in 2018. Winner of this one will face Alan Norris, a former Euro Tour winner.
140.
Giving himself a chance of breaking for breaking
87.
Johnny Clayton. And opening up a 2-leg advantage here.
Yeah, he's never made it to the final day of a European Tour event. He was dumped out in the first round last year by Stefan Siepman.
140.
Here in Leverkusen.
190.
In the European Open. 90 then, 40 then for
Wattimena.
And in the blink of an eye, he takes out tops again. And he has opened up this 3-1 lead. He's looking very, very useful on tops, isn't he? Every time he gets the opportunity, he's taken it.
Well,
very good finishing indeed.
60.
You can argue the merits or otherwise of going that route for 90, because you can get yourself in trouble and not end up getting a dart for the leg. A lot of the more orthodox players will tell you have to start on the 20s, because if you hit 2 single 20s, you still get a dart at the bullseye.
96.
But Jermaine taking it out with absolutely no bother at all there. Bang in the middle of the bullseye, straight in double top. The result is exactly what he wanted.
And it doesn't half look good when it comes off as well.
59.
Good pace to this game, good rhythm. They don't hang around either with these guys. Jermaine's
100.
Quickest players in the game. The thing that stops him letting go of the darts is if he actually got hold of it properly. He's already juggled a couple of them in this match.
Yeah, Wattimena's got a good record against Clayton as well. He's won the bulk of their meetings, although Clayton did come out on top when they met in qualifying for the Grand Slam
100.
last year. 5-1 in that one.
$145.
Not bad at all.
41.
Going along very nicely here, Jermaine Wattimena. Clayton could do with this. He's got the treble 20. He's got the treble 19. He's now looking at 12.
117. Jermaine Uruguay 41.
Well, I'm surprised, but he still takes out the double 16 when you're hitting double top that well.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to go that way as well, but proving he's not just a one-trick pony there, Dan. He's got the versatility to go for the 16s as well, and he leads by 4-1, and Johnny Clayton has a lot to do here now.
4 out of 4 on the doubles for Jermaine Wattimena. And if he continues to hit every chance at double that he gets, then Johnny Clayton is going to have to score like a demon between now and the end of the game to prevent the machine gun running away with it. He's only averaging 95, Jermaine, despite that flawless finishing. You can see there, the first 9 average is nothing particularly special, but his overall average is higher than that because he's been so deadly at the back end of legs.
140.
scoring again from Wattimena.
123.
Apart from that last rogue dart there, and that could well count against him here. Clayton on 161. 6 darts from here for Clayton to get another leg on the board and trim the gap to 4-2. But he made a bit of a mess of that as well, but he's down to a Shanghai finish.
98.
Now then,
120.
Clayton only going to get 1 dart for the leg maximum. He is going to get it.
100.
But he does not take it out.
Tops.
64. Johnny required 20.
Well, he's missed one. And the bullseye for the 84 to guarantee a dart at tops. Could have had 2 at double 17.
Ooh, Johnny, yeah, massive.
20.
Massive miss that for Johnny Clayton. Jermaine Wattimena now looking at double 10 himself.
No score.
All 3 in a line there, just outside the wire.
Game shot on the 6th
needed
leg.
that.
Johnny Clayton. Something is Jermaine.
Very little margin for error for Johnny Clayton. One leg just slipping through the fingers there of Jermaine Wattimena. That's tarnished his checkout stats.
Yeah, the flawless finishing could not continue for the machine gun. And it allows Clayton a way back into this game.
60. 60.
Wattimena very much in the mould of Jeffrey Desvaughn, and they just seem to plant themselves there and race through their action with their 3 darts. And sometimes you get the feeling that if the first dart isn't quite where it is supposed to be,
60.
they struggle to readjust. They're 3 very well-phoned darts. He's unlucky to come away with a 60 there. But if they do get that first dart right, then it does just seem to be a natural progression that you see him follow with the second and or the third. He adjusts well there.
100.
And went back up.
Yeah, well, make sense of that malarkey. I don't
know either.
95.
3 semi-finals on the Pro Tour last year for Jermaine Wattimena. And as you say, done that last 16 appearance at the UK Open, all suggest that this could be his most productive year yet in his career. Took 7 legs off Gary Anderson at the UK Open as well.
58.
In that eventual defeat in the last 16. Wattimena looking at 140 here then.
100.
And that leaves tops, although he missed it in the last leg. And who knows, he might not even get the chance here. Clayton looking at 88. Now looking at the bullseye.
63. Jermaine, you require 40. Shot on the 7th leg.
Normal service is resumed for Jermaine Wattimena on tops.
First.
It's a hold for Wattimena. A very important one as well, because Clayton was threatening there.
Well, 1 leg away from a 4th career victory over Johnny Clayton.
140.
4 legs on the spin needed for the Welshman. Times for Welsh darts in general. I know Gerwyn Price is struggling in the Premier League, but he is there. Johnny Clayton, of course, winning his first PDC title last year. Jamie Lewis from Cardigan going all the way to the semi-finals of the World Championship, and a little bit unlucky not to have got closer to Phil Taylor in that semi-final. Could have been in the World Championship final. Well, Webster still around and competitive. Johnny has done well in the qualifying events for these Euro Tours. We'll be seeing him the German Darts Grand Prix and the Austrian Darts Open. He only failed to qualify for one of the 4 that we've had so far, as he looks at the treble 17. Now back up to the 20s.
97.
Andy Scott, our man from the PDPA, described Johnny Clayton as the only bilingual British player out there.
Interesting.
There must be another one.
Oh no!
Well,
it doesn't matter what language you're speaking. It wouldn't be complimentary in assessing that visit. Oh, and it was very nearly the last one of the match for Johnny Clayton. 64. Remember this from last visit, Johnny?
Oh, well.
21 scored, 43 left.
Just, only just inside the 11 for double
32.
16, and
Jermaine requires 16.
Clayton is all over the place here. Wattimena then looking at double 8 now
Game
for
shot,
the match.
man of the match,
And,
Jermaine Wattimena.
well, the reaction tells its own story. He knows that that was perhaps easier than it might have been. But Johnny Clayton, disappointing in the final reckoning, but Wattimena delighted to come through. Nevertheless, he was always in control of that one. He took charge, and once he had the break, there was never any looking back. Some good scoring from Wattimena, some good finishing as well. He was 4 from 4 at one stage. Ended up with certainly 1 or 2 problems on his doubles, but he got enough done. Mainly the double tops coming to his rescue as well. A very healthy average of just over 90, more than enough today as well. 1 or 2 signs that there is room for improvement, but Wattimena through to face Alan Norris tomorrow. Clayton, a first round casualty at the European Open. Up next, the old German affair, Gabriel Clemens. And for the first time in 2 years, Thomas Junghanns.
Really happy, yeah. I think the scores, both of us, was not very good. And my finishes were very well. And he missed 3 darts, I missed 3 darts. He come back to 4-2 up. He come back to 4-2.
But you hit the first 4 doubles you hit with 100%.
Yeah, that's good.
You are one of 5 players who was able to beat Michael van Gerwen this year. Not so many players could do that. What's the plan for this year? What's your goal for 2018?
My goal to qualify.
Do you set goals?
Yeah, qualify for the Grand Prix, qualify for the World Best Day, qualify for the World. That's my goals. Every TV tournament I will be there.
Alan Norris is waiting tomorrow. You beat him last time, I think, but it's almost 2 years ago.
2 years ago in München. München next week, but now. Yeah. I also will be a good match. Alan Norris is a good player. John Clayton is a good player as well. And I'm happy to beat him on the stage.
See you tomorrow. Thank you very much, Jermaine. Jermaine Wattimena. Trifft jetzt auf Alan Norris, den hat vor 2 Jahren in München geschlagen.